Welcome into Game 3 of the 2018 USA South Baseball Tournament, coming to you live from Cleveland Field at Williamson Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia. Number 2 seed Piedmont, the home team, taking on number 7 Maryville. Heading out, getting ready on the mound. Number 38, Sam Carpenter for the Lions. Sophomore lefty, making his 11th start of the season, posts a 2.48 ERA and a 6-1 win-loss record. Defensively for the Lions, Carpenter working on the mound. It's Noah Heatherly behind the plate. The usual suspects for Piedmont, same lineup 1 through 9 that we saw in games 1, 2, and 3 against Maryville. These two teams coming off the 3-game series to end the regular season, so make it a best of 4. Piedmont swept the regular season contest, but of course now got to do it when it matters most. Andrew Burden, first baseman for the Lions. Tyler Burdette camped out at second. Caleb Norton, the shortstop. Evan Mead working at third. In the outfield from left to right, Jabin Smith, Brady Ballstat, and Justin Groover. Leading things off for the Scots, it's number 19, Hayden Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth, the second baseman for the Scots, sophomore, batting .280. If you joined us earlier in the day, you saw Methodist claim a 10-4 win over William Peace. NC Wesleyan took game 1 over at Point over Huntington by a score of 4-2. So Methodist and NC Wesleyan moving on in the winner's bracket. Winner of this game will take on the winner of LaGrange and Ferrum. That game getting underway at Point. We'll keep you updated on the status of that contest throughout the game as well. First pitch from Sam Carpenter, low and away for ball 1. Carpenter, a lefty, working on the mound for Piedmont. 2 left-handed pitchers to get things started here in this contest. Carpenter hammers it down the middle, finds zone, and it's a 1-1 count. One offering, rides just a bit high across the plate, but out of the zone. And it's a 2-1 count. You can hear the crowd getting lively out there. That one sent up the middle, and a leadoff single for Hayden Hollingsworth. First hit recorded here in this game 3. Andrew Henry due up now, lefty at the plate. The center fielder for the Scots. Waiting on deck, the right fielder Johnny Carpenter, number 9. Those are the first 3 batters in the order for the Scots. First pitch in to Henry, ball 1. Turns in on the pitch. Hollingsworth with a 2-step lead at first. That pitch fouled back to even the count. Gorgeous afternoon here in LaGrange, Georgia. Wind blowing, looks like in from center field, maybe a bit toward right field. Shows bunt, pulls back. Heatherly pops up out of his stance. Ball pops up, but he's able to hold on to it. It's a 2-1 count now. Same count that Hollingsworth got his single on. Carpenter looks at Hollingsworth at first. Throw is home. That'll be fouled off to even it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Come on, reach to him.
Henry batting .289 on the season, a senior for the Scots. Carpenter waiting on deck, a senior as well. 2 of 4 seniors working in the order for Maryville today. Carpenter throws to first. They're going to try and pick him off. And caught dead in the water is Hollingsworth. Nice pickoff move by Carpenter. Runner goes. And the 1-3-4 pickoff.
Let's go, Sam! Barrel and focus!
And the second out of the inning recorded as Henry strikes out swinging. 2 outs now on the board for Johnny Carpenter, hitting in the 3-hole. Carpenter batting .323. Has started all 34 games coming into this one. Takes strike 1. Scots 26-8 overall, 10-8 in conference play, are in the 7 seed in the conference tournament. Even count to Carpenter. Carpenter versus Carpenter right now with Sam on the mound and Johnny at the plate. 1-1 offering sent out into center field. That'll drop, and Ballstat will grab it on the 1 hop.
Stepping up to the plate for the Scots, number 23, Jake Peterson.
Come on, working down.
2 hits now in the top of the first for the Scots. Cleanup hitter Jake Peterson at the plate. Peterson spending his time defensively out in left field. First pitch finds the outside edge for strike 1. Peterson has earned the start in 25 games coming into this one. Carpenter working ahead in the count, 0-2 now against Jake Peterson. Maryville going with the same lineup they had against Piedmont in game 2 of that 3-game series. 0-2 pitch going to be sent through the left side. Third hit of the inning, another single, and runners are at first and second.
Stepping up to the plate for the Scots, number 8, Alvin Wright.
Come on, you're better than that.
Alden Wright, the designated hitter at the plate, with runners at first and second, 2 outs. Pitch rides high for ball 1. Wright batting .340, second highest batting average in the lineup today for the Scots. 1-0 pitch, that's a high, deep fly ball out to left field. Smith doesn't have a good read on it. 1 will score. They'll wave the second around, give him a 2 RBI double, and the Scots take a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first. You can hear the crowd getting loud here at Cleveland Field. 2 RBI double. Mike Homan with an 0-1 count. Right at second, 2 outs. Sent up the middle. Burdette trying to get the play over in time. Nice throw over. Not in time, they'll say that Burden was off the bag. But a nice effort there by the second baseman, Tyler Burdette. 5th hit of the inning for the Scots. Runners at the corners for Joey Tomlinson. Tomlinson, the stout first baseman, batting .364, earning just his 3rd start of the season. One of those did come in Game 2 against Piedmont this past weekend. 1-0 count. Carpenter's 1-0 delivery misses the zone, and Carpenter behind in the count 2-0 to Tomlinson. Tomlinson with just 4 hits on the season has played in 25 contests now. And that time, Carpenter finding the strike zone. Still down in the count 2-1. Runners at the corners. Right at third, Homan at first. 2-1 pitch rides high. And Carpenter in danger of walking a run to load the bases. All the damage done here in the first inning with 2 outs. 3-1 runner goes, popped up. Calling for it. And making the grab is Tyler Burdette. But not before 2-run score on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. We head to the bottom of the first. Lions due up, trailing 2-0. Back with action here in the home half of the first. You're watching the 2018 USA South Baseball Tournament here in LaGrange, Georgia. Number 2 seed Piedmont taking on number 7 Maryville. It's the home half of the first. Scots score 2 in the top of the frame. Leading off for Piedmont is going to be number 1 Jabin Smith. And he'll take strike one from Anthony Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the game 1 starter in the 3-game stint between these two just this past weekend. Smith pops that one up. It's going to tail foul, and he'll go down in the count 0-2. For Piedmont, Jabin Smith, Justin Groover, and Brady Ballstat. The first 3 you'll see. That pitch low and away from the lefty Smith. Rodriguez pitched 5 innings, giving up 1 run against Piedmont earlier in the season. Took the no decision as he strikes out Smith for the first out here in the bottom of the first. Justin Groover steps in. Defensively for the Scots, Rodriguez working on the mound. It's Evan Ezel behind the plate. Joey Tomlinson at first. Hayden Hollingsworth at second. They'll confer down and say he did not go. 1-0 count. Patrick Messenger, the starting shortstop, and Mike Homan working the hot corner. 1-0 pitch from Rodriguez. Sent right toward Tomlinson. He'll take it himself for the unassisted ground out to first. Up at the plate, Brady Ballstat, center fielder for the Lions, named USA South Player of the Year earlier today with the all-conference listing released. We'll give you all-conference info for these 2 teams throughout the contest. Ballstat taking Player of the Year honors as well as first team for the outfield. Takes strike 1 and will swing through the second. Quickly an 0-2 count in the outfield for Maryville from left to right. It's Jake Peterson, Andrew Henry, and Johnny Carpenter. Just gets a piece of that one to stay alive. Oh, 2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. Barely gets a piece of that one as well. Scots leading it 2-0, working in the bottom of the first. Piedmont took a series sweep against the Scots, but had to come from behind in each contest. 0-2 pitch, low for ball 1. The other game in action right now, number 3 Ferrum taking on number 6 LaGrange, that at point. We'll get you an update on that score as they've gotten underway, we believe. Rung up. Ballstat heads to the bench after a pair of strikeouts in the first inning for Anthony Rodriguez. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We head to the second. Scots lead it 2-0. You're watching the 2018 USA South Baseball Tournament from LaGrange, Georgia.
Relocating to the Scots, number 7, Evan Ezel.
Evan Ezel, first up for the Scots here in the second inning. Low and away from Sam Carpenter for ball 1.
Arm up.
Ezel, 8th batter in the lineup. Swings through that one to even the count. Ezel, a senior, batting .337. Messenger waiting on deck, fellow senior and classmate. Low for ball 2 as it gets past Heatherly, and assistant coach Jared Broughton will step out and get it. Fouled back to even the count now for Ezel. 2 runs on 5 hits in the opening frame for the Scots. 2-2 count now. Sent up the middle, make it 6 hits on the day, and Ezel aboard with a single.
Stepping up to the plate for the Scots, number 14, Patrick Messenger.
Number 14, Patrick Messenger stands in. Messenger hitting just over 300 on the season. Made some fantastic defensive plays in the shortstop position over the weekend at Piedmont. Shows bunt. Carpenter barehands it. Throw over to first in time, but the sacrifice will advance Ezel to second.
Now batting for the Scots, number 19, Hayden Hollingsworth.
Back to the top of the order, Hayden Hollingsworth stands in. Hollingsworth had a leadoff single to start the game, but then was picked off. Shortstop Caleb Norton barehands it. Over in time, ground out to shortstop. Runner unable to advance, so Ezel still at second. Hollingsworth retired on the ground out, and that'll bring up Andrew Henry. Henry struck out swinging. Was the second out of the inning in the first when the Scots were able to reel off 4 hits and score a pair of runs. Strike 1 to Henry. At point there in the top of the third, LaGrange leading Ferrum 1-0. Fouled off back over the
Think about what
visiting
you're doing right here.
bullpen down the third base line. 0-2 count to
Let
Henry.
the ball go.
Carpenter readies the 0-2 offering away for ball 1 against the lefty, the only lefty listed in the Scots lineup. One-two pitch. Low and away, just outside the zone, evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, same count that Carpenter got Henry to strike out swinging on in his last at bat. Fouled off. We'll see if it'll trickle out of play. Just does. Ends up landing inside the visitors' bullpen as 3 Lions were giving chase. Henry resettles. Carpenter gets the signal from Heatherly. Time called by the batter. Henry now will step back in. The 2-2 pitch fouled off yet again. Nice barehanded grab by Jake Peterson off the netting.
Arm up.
Carpenter shakes off Heatherly. Time called by the catcher. 6 hits so far in the game, just 1 in this frame. That's Ezel, who's out at second, had a single. And now it's a full count to Henry. 2 outs, 1 on. Ezel at second. Henry awaiting the payoff pitch. Got him swinging once more. Second strikeout swinging for Henry. Second strikeout of the game for Sam Carpenter. No runs scored on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. As we head to the home half of the second, Scots lead it 2-0. You're watching the 2018 USA South Baseball Tournament. Andrew Burden set to lead off for Piedmont in the bottom of the second inning. Lions go 3 up, 3 down in the first inning. First pitch to Burden, sent out into right field. A little one-hopper in front of Carpenter, and Burden with a leadoff hit in the second.
Number 8, Jonathan Burkett.
Designated hitter Jonathan Burkett at the plate. Burkett earning his 10th start of the season. Started all 3 games against the Scots last weekend. Burkett takes ball 1. Burden a threat on the base paths. 20 of 25 for the season. One of 2 batters in the order for Piedmont to have attempted 25 stolen bases. Burkett swings through that one to even the count. Burden dancing around at first, causing Rodriguez to at least think about it. Gets the signal from Ezel. Pitches low to Burkett. Burden hasn't made a move, but is threatened, juked, faked towards second several times. sent out to left field. This one has a chance off the wall. They're waving Burden around. Give him an RBI double. Andrew Burden sliding in. And Jonathan Burkett getting the job done. Lions cut into the lead, and it's 2-1.
Now batting for the Lions, number 6, Tyler Burdett.
Tyler Burdett due up now. Burdett, the second baseman for the Lions, has started 31 contests this year. Piedmont enters with a 22-10 overall record, went 14-4 in conference play. Rodriguez looking back at Burkett. They call him safe. Burkett sliding back in. The motion by the field umpire looked like he was ready to jump on it, call him out. It was a very interesting reaction. 0-1 the count to Burdett as he took strike one on the pitch. Shows bunt. It's a good one. Dies in the infield. Able to get him, but the sacrifice will move Burkett over to third.
Now batting for Piedmont, number 30, Noah Heatherly.
Noah Heatherly at the plate now. Heatherly working behind the plate for Piedmont, making his 27th start, batting .256 on the season. A sophomore for the Lions. Rodriguez looks to third. Throw home. Heatherly pops it up. Could be playable distance to score the run. And indeed, it will be a sac fly to tie the game. 2 outs on the board, but your score knotted up at 2. With Evan Mead coming to the plate. Mead takes strike one from Rodriguez. Working bottom second. 2 outs on the board. Time called as Mead will step out of the batter's box and readjust. Oh, 1 pitch. Fades low for ball 1. Mead, the 8th hitter in the order for the Lions. That one finds the zone for strike 2, and Rodriguez works ahead in the count. 1-2. Nobody on, 2 outs. One-two delivery. Rides outside. 2's across the board. Two pitch, again, just a bit outside, and the count runs full. Rodriguez with the 3-2 offering, rung him up on the outside edge. A strikeout looking will end the inning, but not before Piedmont scores 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on. We head to the 3rd inning, knotted up at 2. You're watching the 2018 USA South Baseball Tournament from LaGrange, Georgia. popped up. It'll be in fair territory. Jabin Smith makes the grab at the line. They'll say he was in foul territory, looks like. Johnny Carpenter out on the play, first out of the inning. We're working top 3, tied at 2 with Jake Peterson at the plate. Peterson had a single through the left side back in the first inning, later came around to score as well, was the second run scored by the Scots. Oh, 1 delivery by Carpenter brings Heatherly out of his stance to track it down. 1-1 count. Peterson, a junior for the Scots. 1-1 pitch sent down the left field line, rounding first and heading to second. In with a stand-up double is Peterson, now 2 for 2 on the day. Both hits out to left field, one through the left side and one down the left field line. 1 out, 1 on. Alden Wright at the plate. Wright had the 2 RBI double to score both runs in the first. Wright with another RBI opportunity with Peterson in scoring position. Takes strike 1 from Carpenter. Wright, the designated hitter for the Scots. Waiting on deck is Mike Homan. 0-1 delivery outside to even the count. 2 runs on 7 hits now for the Scots. 1-1 pitch. Cuts inside just a bit too much, and it's a 2-1 count. Carpenter gets the signal from Heatherly. Gets right to swing straight through it. Two-two count. Carpenter shakes off Heatherly once more. Peterson at second after a double down the left field line. Wright at the plate with a 2-2 count. The score tied at 2. And we'll see Heatherly head out to have a word with Sam Carpenter, starting pitcher for the Lions. Shook off a couple options that Heatherly offered. Couldn't seem to settle on anything, so they'll have a word briefly on the mound and reset. 2-2 delivery popped up. Calling for it is Tyler Burdett. And the second baseman makes the play for the second out of the inning. Peterson still at second. 2 outs on the board now for Mike Homan. Homan had a single in the first. Burdett, the second baseman, first to it. Long throw over to first. Unable to get him in time.
Now working
Holman
down.
1 for 1. Takes strike one from Carpenter. We're working top of the third, tied at 2. Time called. So Holman will step out,
Come on, lead with your head.
get in a swing, and then resettle in the box. Carpenter's 0-1. Just gets a piece of it. And now Carpenter ahead in the count, 0-2.
Come on, arm speed.
Two outs, Peterson at second, and the 0-2 pitch to the plate. Ball one in the opposing batter's box. Over at point, bottom 4, LaGrange leading 1-0, but the Panthers threatening in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch rides inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, tied at 2. You can hear the lively crowd in the background as the call down to the first base umpire saying he did not swing on the pitch. That means it's a full count as we await the payoff pitch. Popped up. Giving chase is Justin Groover, and the right fielder for the Lions makes the play. No runs scored on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We are tied at 2, heading to the bottom of the 3rd.
To Caleb Norton.
Caleb Norton first up for Piedmont in the bottom of the 3rd. 9th hitter in the order with the leadoff hitter Jabin Smith waiting on deck. Norton takes strike 1 from Rodriguez. Starter Anthony Rodriguez gave up 2 runs on 2 hits in the 2nd inning. Those the only runs and hits of the game for the Lions. We're tied at 2. Maryville scored 2 in the top of the 1st. Piedmont answered back with 2 in the bottom of the 2nd. And that's where we sit now. Two 1 pitch. Tomlinson will take it himself. ground out to first for the first out of the inning. Jabin Smith back up at the plate for his second at bat of the game. Struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Told you at point, LaGrange leading Ferrum 1-0, but the Panthers threatening in the bottom of the fourth. Bases loaded with 1 out. Pair of close contests here in game 2 at each site. Smith shows bunt, gets it down, and Rodriguez trying to barehand it, and it will be ruled an error, so Smith will reach on an E1. So first error of the game. Smith popped it up, showed bunt. It went up, and Rodriguez, a little too much momentum, carried him past the ball, was unable to barehand it and toss it over. So Smith aboard with 1 out. Justin Groover at the plate. Groover ground out to first for another 3U. Oh, 1 count to Groover. Ezel giving the call to Rodriguez. Ezel steps over, and it is ball 1 on the outside edge. We saw him readjust behind the plate, indicating that pitch might be outside. 7 hits for the Scots, just 2 for Piedmont. Rodriguez steps off and threatens to throw over to first. Makes Smith retreat. 2-step lead at first. Runner goes, and on the hit and run, Smith thought about rounding second and heading to third. Wisely holds up, as it was a shallow single to center field. Groover with the first hit of the inning for the Lions, 3rd hit of the game, and that puts runners at first and second. Brady Ballstat at the plate. Ballstat struck out looking in the first inning. Ballstat, USA South Player of the Year, announced earlier today. Takes strike 1. Ballstat, the first Lion to earn an individual USA South honor for baseball. Pops it up. Messenger looks to be camping under it, and the shortstop makes the grab for the second out of the inning. That brings up Andrew Burden. Burden also a first-team all-conference member. One of 5 all-conference members for Piedmont. 4 of those earning starts in today's contest. One a relief pitcher in Buddy Green. Green earned a save in each of the 3 games against Maryville this past weekend. Burden takes ball 1. Had a single to lead off the second inning. Dropped in front of the right fielder Carpenter. Later came around to score. The first run scored for Piedmont today. Rodriguez looking to second, throw home, and once again, Andrew Burden sending it out to right field, but Carpenter making the grab this time for the final out of the frame. No runs scored on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on. We are tied at 2, heading to the 4th inning. You're watching the 2018 USA South baseball tournament from LaGrange, Georgia.
Leading up the for the Scots, number 35, Joey Tomlinson.
Joey Tomlinson first up for the Scots. We're in the top of the fourth inning, tied at 2. Swings on the first pitch he sees. Brady Ballstat will give way to Justin Groover, and the right fielder will make the play. 1 out on 1 pitch. Brings up Evan Ezel. Had a single up the middle to lead off the second inning. Seven hits in the game for the Scots. Rides high, and it's ball 1. Deep ball to the shortstop. What a throw by Caleb Norton. Ground out to the shortstop. It was deep in the gap. Makes the play over. And 2 outs for Patrick Messenger.
Knee up first.
Now batting for the Scots, number 14, Patrick Messenger.
Messenger had a sacrifice bunt in the second inning. We'll take ball 1. Two-0 count now as Carpenter walking it off.
Come on, battle back!
Strike 1. Finds the zone. Messenger entered batting .306. Now it's a 2-2 count. Carpenter has pitched over 63 innings now for the season. Another one sent toward the shortstop. Norton gloves it and gets it over in time. So a 1-2-3 inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning, tied at 2. Strike one from Rodriguez to Burkett. Burkett had the RBI double to score Andrew Burden back in the second inning. 1-1 count now. No action in either bullpen, as both pitchers have put up a couple zeros in the last few innings. 2-1 count now. Same count that Burkett hit the RBI double on. That was out off the wall in left field. Low, and it's a 3-1 count. Waiting on deck is Tyler Burdett. Burkett takes his base with a walk. Burdett.
Now batting for the Lions, number 6, Tyler Burdett.
Burdett had a sacrifice bunt in the second inning. Showed bunt. Wouldn't be surprised if he's called on for that same role here with Burkett on, courtesy of the walk, so no outs. 3 hits in the game for Piedmont. 2 runs scored on each side. We're working in the bottom of the 4th. Burdett again shows bunt but pulls back as it's ball 2. No need to waste an opportunity. Burkett was walked after a 3-1 count. Threatens to go. Shows bunt again. This time it's going to be fouled off. So a 2-1 count. Burdett at the plate. Noah Heatherly waiting on deck. Evan Mead in the hole. Rodriguez looks back to first, throws back. Burkett there in time. Burkett earning his 10th walk of the season, has only started in 10 contests with 35 at-bats coming into the game. Again, Burdett showing bunt, taking ball 3, and it's now a 3-1 count. Rodriguez lost Burkett to the walk. First one he'd issued today. Now a full count to Burdett, who seemed a bit frustrated on the last pitch. Popped up. And a fly out to center field. Henry makes the grab. Burkett remains at first, now with 1 out. Noah Heatherly coming up to bat. Heatherly had a sac fly back in the second inning to score Piedmont's 2nd run to tie the contest, as it was Burkett who came around to score. A 1-0 count now to Heatherly. Even count now, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-2 count now from Rodriguez. Just over an hour into game 3. Runner goes. And Burkett out on the play. Caught stealing. Two outs on the board now, 2-2 pitch. Fouled off down the left field line. Once again, 2-2 sent toward the third baseman. Homan gloves it and gets it there in time. The walk causes no issues in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's no runs scored, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We head to the 5th, tied at 2. Top of the order due up for Maryville. It's number 19, Hayden Hollingsworth. 1 for 2 on the day. And has a 1-1 count to lead things off here in the 5th inning. Maryville and Piedmont tied at 2. Low and away for ball 2. These two played a 3-game series to end the regular season. Close contest in all 3 of those games. 1-run game in both the first game and the second game. And then a 3-1 final for Piedmont in game 3. Full count now after that one finds the zone for Carpenter. Still no action in either bullpen. Working in the top of the 5th inning. Payoff pitch. Sent out to center field. Brady Ballstadt has to make a move and head back a few steps, but able to make the grab. Ballstadt, the USA South Player of the Year for 2018. As voted on by the coaches in the conference and released this morning. For full all-conference information, you can head to usasouth.net. Andrew Henry at the plate. Has a pair of strikeouts in the game, the 2 that Carpenter has to his name. Has a 2-0 count now after that one is away from the lefty hitter. Lefty-lefty matchup. Carpenter has gotten the best of it the two previous times. We'll see if Henry has a different idea this time around. Two-two count. Closing in on 5 o'clock local time here in LaGrange, Georgia. Busy day of action here tomorrow at the LaGrange Field here at Cleveland Field. Games at 10 a.m., 1:30, 5, and 8. Fouled off yet again. Game 1 of the day will be Methodist, the top seed in the tournament, taking on number 5 NC Wesleyan. That will be at 10 a.m. The winner of this game will face the winner of the LaGrange Ferrum game that is going on at point right now here at this field tomorrow at 1:30. 2-2 pitch. That's going to be sent out into left field. So the ball pops out, but it is going to be the second out of the inning. A nice diving grab by the left fielder, Jabin Smith. Henry out on the play. 2 up, 2 down. Both flyouts to the outfield. Johnny Carpenter. And now Carpenter, a first-team all-conference selection in the outfield. One of 3 all-conference selections for the Scots. Heatherly having to go across body to get that one for ball 1. Even count now.
Don't drop your head.
That'll leave a mark. Carpenter wears that one and will take his base. Hit by the pitch with 2 outs. 1 on now for Jake Peterson. Peterson entered with a .318 batting average, is 2 for 2 on the day with a single and a double. We saw someone in game 1 here for the Monarchs come a home run away from hitting for the cycle. They did it in order. That means Peterson due for a triple by the standard set earlier today. 0-1 count. Both have been to the left side. Throw back to first. Burden thought he had him, but Carpenter back in time. Oh, 0-1 pitch. Sent toward first base, and Burden will run over and tag him out. So no runs scored on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We head to the home half of the 5th inning, tied at 2.
Evan Mead.
Evan Mead set to lead off for Piedmont in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mead struck out looking in his only plate appearance earlier in the game and will take strike 1. Anthony Rodriguez has given up just 2 runs on 3 hits. Hard swing and a miss, and Mead down in the count 0-2. Rodriguez has pitched 4 complete with 3 strikeouts as well. Above the zone, and it's a 1-2 count. Overcast skies, no wind to speak of. And Mead, this time a strikeout swinging. 4 strikeouts in the game for Rodriguez, with Caleb Norton heading to the plate. Norton ground out to first on a 3-U in the 3rd inning. Oh, 1 count. Norton couldn't hold back. That one fouled off. And down in the count 0-2. Rodriguez, the 0-2 pitch. Low and away for ball 1. Nobody covering the bag. Norton is going to beat out the throw as the second baseman Hollingsworth tried to get there in time, unable to do so. And Norton reaching on a single. Top of the order for Piedmont, it's Jabin Smith. Reached on an error back in the 3rd inning, the only error of the game for either side. 0-1 count. Norton back. Tomlinson fell to his knees to ensure that one didn't get away. Norton with a 3-step lead from first, threatens to go. Smith just does get a piece of it, fouls it off. Down in the count 0-2. Bat came back around and threatened to take off his batting helmet. Pitch is low and away for ball 1. Smith struck out swinging in the 1st, reached on an error and was stranded at 2nd in the 3rd. Rodriguez gets the signal from Ezel. Smith fouls it off, staying alive. We're working in the bottom of the 5th inning here in Game 3 of the 2018 USA South Baseball Tournament. Number 2 seed Piedmont taking on number 7 seed Maryville, tied at 2. Runner goes, throw down to second. not in time. Norton in at second with a stolen base. It was ball 2 to Smith, and it's an even 2-2 count now with a runner in scoring position.
Drive him in.
2-2 pitch put into play. A ground out to second, but now Norton 90 feet from home as he will advance to third with 2 outs. Justin Groover singled up the middle in his last at bat, 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch he sees, finds the outside edge for strike 1.
Come on, Justin, be smart.
Rodriguez steps off, checking Norton at third. Oh, 1 delivery. They'll confer down to first, and they'll say he went. And it's an 0-2 count. Rodriguez getting the signal from Ezel. Ezel stepped outside, but the pitch is inside for ball 1. One-two count. Just does go foul down the left field line.
Keep working till you get your pitch. Come on.
There is some action in the LaGrange pen now. A couple people out in the Piedmont bullpen, but no throwing yet. 1-2 offering. Just misses. Even count now, 2s across the board with number 2, Caleb Norton, 90 feet from home. The 2-2 pitch sent toward the third baseman. Firing it over and making the play in time is Homan, and Groover out on the 5-3 ground out. No runs, 1 hit, no error, 1 left on. We head to the 6th, still tied at 2.
Leading off the inning for the Scots, number 8, Alden Wright.
Alden Wright, first up for the Scots in the 6th inning. Tied at 2. No scoring since the 2nd inning. Sam Carpenter throws strike 1 to Wright. Both starters still in the game. And that pitch outside for ball 1, evens the count. LaGrange, apologies, we are at LaGrange. The Scots have some action in the bullpen. Swing and a miss by Wright, and it's a 1-2 count. Nobody scored in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th inning. Scots led 2-0 after the 1st. Piedmont tied it up in the 2nd, and that's where we stand. Time called at the plate. 7 hits for the Scots, 4 for the Lions. 1-2 pitch sent back up the middle, just over the outstretched glove of the second baseman. Took a hop off of the mound and was a high hop over the infield. So a single will be the 8th hit of the game for the Scots, and a leadoff single in the 6th. Mike Homan, the 3rd baseman for the Scots, now up. Had a single back in the 1st, then flew out to right field. We'll take strike 1. Carpenter in the zone. Carpenter, a first-team selection as a starting pitcher. And Homan, honorable mention at 3rd base. 1-1 count with Wright on first. Throw back to first. Wright will stutter step his way back in time. Carpenter looking to first, throw home, and that's going to be through the left side. Another single and back-to-back hits for the Scots will put runners on first and second. With nobody out, there is some action in the Piedmont bullpen. Looks like number 19, Alex Andrew, warming up for the Lions. We will see a visit to the mound by head coach Justin Scally. It is Joey Tomlinson due up for the Scots. 9 hits now on the board for the Scots, and we will see a pitching change. It's going to be number 19, Alex Andrew, taking over for the starter, Sam Carpenter. Carpenter pulled after giving up 2 runs on 9 hits, is responsible for the 2 runners still on base. Had thrown 87 pitches through his 5 innings pitched. Alex Andrew making his 13th appearance of the season, has a 4.11 ERA, no win-loss record, has pitched 15 innings, giving up 15 hits and 7 runs. Tomlinson, the first batter that Andrew will face. Tomlinson 0 for 2. Bunted foul. We'll see head coach Justin Scally head out to have a word with the home plate umpire. He'll meet with the field umpire, and they'll call over the third as well. So nothing more than an 0-1 count. Wright is aboard at second. Homan at first. And there comes the train. Probably a good time to chase the runners back. Tomlinson will head over to the third base coach and have a word.
Go Alex!
Shows bunt once again, but it will go foul, and now it's an 0-2 count. One would think no longer a bunt situation, as both have ended up foul, and there are 2 strikes now. But we've seen crazier things happen. Runners at first and second, no outs. Tomlinson, the first batter that Andrew has faced. He shows bunt again, but we'll take ball 1. Andrew readies for the 1-2 offering again, shows bunt, and that's all, sir. First out is made.
Now batting for the Scots, number 7, Evan Ezel.
Evan Ezel at the plate now. 1 for 2 on the day, had a single up the middle in the second, grounded out to the shortstop in the fourth. Breaking ball drops in for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch, low and away in the dirt, but Heatherly keeps it in front of him. And it's a 1-1 count. Wright still on second, Homan on first. Those two on base after back-to-back hits to start the inning off Sam Carpenter, the starter for the Lions. Lions first to go to the pin and bring in Alex Andrew. That'll be sent through the right side, and they'll send one around. Tied no longer. Scots take a 3-2 lead here in the 6th inning. Ezel with an RBI single to drive in Wright. Homan now at second. Ezel at first with Patrick Messenger, the shortstop for the Scots, at the plate. 1-0 count. Had a sacrifice bunt in his first appearance and ground out to the shortstop to end the fourth. 10 hits now for the Scots. 2-0 count. Messenger holds off. That one just does miss. And Andrew behind in the count, 3-0. Hitters count to Messenger. This time, though, Andrew finds the zone for a 3-1 count. Messenger ready to take off for first. It'll take at least one more pitch as the count runs full. Runners at first and second with 1 out and a full count to Patrick Messenger. Time called at the plate. Fouled off. The Messenger fights for another. Looks like Matt Vonderschmidt also warming up in the bullpen for Piedmont. Popped up, calling for it, and making the grab is the second baseman, Tyler Burdett. 2 outs, 2 on. Back to the top of the order, it's Hayden Hollingsworth, second baseman for the Scots. 1 for 3 on the day, with his lone hit coming in the leadoff at bat. 10 hits now for the Scots. They lead at 3-2. That one sent through the left side, rounding third and heading for home. Homan scores off the RBI single by Hayden Hollingsworth.
Scots number 36, Andrew Henry.
11 hits now for the Scots. Andrew Henry at the plate, 0 for 3. That one gets past the catcher and both runners advance. Both runners in scoring position now with a 1-0 count to Henry. Fouled back to even the count. The line is now final for Sam Carpenter. Gave up 4 runs on 9 hits through 5 innings pitched. Popped up, trouble out in left field, but running in and making the grab is Javen Smith. Another impressive play by the left fielder. That'll put an end to the 6th inning. But not before the Scots are able to score 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. Maryville leads it 4-2. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Leading off the inning for Pride, number 26, Brady Ballstaff.
Brady Ballstaff leading off for Piedmont. Still the starter, number 13, Anthony Rodriguez, in for the Scots on the mound, and he throws strike one to Ballstaff. 0-1 pitch, long foul ball. 0-2 count. Ballstaff takes ball one. Fouled back. Scots leading at 4-2 after putting up 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning. A 1-2 pitch from Rodriguez. High for a 2-2 count. .530 here in LaGrange, Georgia. 2-2 pitch, fouled off.
Go, Brady!
2-2 pitch, once again fouled off. Piedmont claimed a series sweep over the Scots just last weekend, but had to come from behind in all 3 contests. Twice had 8th inning comebacks in game 1 and game 2, and it was in the 6th inning of game 3 that Piedmont mounted a comeback. Ballstaff forces a full count as that one low and away from the center fielder for the Lions. 0 for 2 on the day, looking to get hit number 1. 4 hits on the day for Piedmont, compared to 11 for the Scots. Fouled back. Ballstaff fighting pitches off. Action in the Scots bullpen. They've got 2 different people up tossing and warming up. Payoff pitch takes a weird hop in the infield, and Ballstaff has himself a single. Will round first and threaten for more, but shallow into the outfield, and Ballstaff now has himself a single. Andrew Burden Andrew Burden up, second batter of the inning for Piedmont. Brady Ballstaff at first with no outs. Sends it toward the third baseman. Hard hit ball, and there's going to be no throw made. So an error assessed on the play. Still no outs in the inning. Runners on first and second, and we'll have a mound visit for the Scots. 5 hits in the game for the Lions now. Burkett at the plate. Walked in his last plate appearance. Sends that one through. Brady Ballstat being waved home. And Burkett with his second RBI of the game. Still no outs with runners at first and second. Tyler Burdett now due up. 4-3 your score. Maryville still leading by 1. Tyler Burdett at the plate. Throw back to Hollingsworth. We'll see Burdett head over to have a word with Jared Broughton. Likely that we will see a pitching change soon. Burdett at the plate, Noah Heatherly waiting on deck. Rodriguez looking to second, throw home. That gets past the catcher. That'll drive in the tying run on the error by the catcher. So a wild pitch will advance the runners 1 base, and then an error on the catcher will score the tying run. Well, folks, we were tied at 2 for a while. Now we're tied at 4. Still no outs on the board. And Sam Carpenter now off the hook for the loss, the starter for the Lions. Burdett with a 2-0 count. Shows bunt. It's a good one. Picked up by the third baseman. And the sacrifice advances Burkett over to third. One out on the board. We'll see a pinch runner for Piedmont, number 39, Wes Snyder. And now we see a pitching change for the Scots. We'll have that information for you in just a moment. You're watching the 2018 USA South Baseball Tournament. Your score tied at 4 between Piedmont and Maryville. Trevor Townsend, the new pitcher for the Scots, making his 16th appearance of the season, a 2.96 ERA through 24 and a third innings pitched. Going up against Noah Heatherly, the first batter he'll face. Number 39, Wes Snyder, over at third, came in as a pinch runner. Heatherly takes strike one. One out. Snyder entered as a pinch runner for Jonathan Burkett in the DH spot. 0-1 pitch, misses low and away for an even count. Heatherly had a sac fly to drive in Jonathan Burkett back in the second inning and ground out to the third baseman in his last plate appearance. Runs the inside corner for strike two.
I know you got a battle here.
Townsend up 1-2 in the count. Heatherly batting .256 coming into the contest. Rides inside, and it's a 2-2 count. Heatherly, the fifth batter the Lions have sent to the plate in this inning. Low and away, and it's a full count. Got another pinch hitter waiting on deck for the Lions. That's number 44, Michael Henderson. Looks like we may see some defensive adjustments for Piedmont in the next inning. Sent out. They are going to say it was an out made by the left fielder. So Peterson runs over, makes the grab, but once again it's a sac fly for Noah Heatherly, this time to left field as he'll drive in Snyder. Michael Henderson swings on the first pitch he sees. It'll be fouled off. Doesn't quite make it outside the complex. They'll confer down. He did not go, and it's a 1-2 count. Just tails foul down the left field line. 1-2 count for Michael Henderson. Low and away, 2-2 count now for the pinch hitter. Twos across the board with nobody on. Sends it through the right side. Give him a single. First hit off Townsend for the day.
Stepping up to bat for the Lions.
Caleb Norton, the shortstop, due up for Piedmont.
Go Austin!
We have a pinch runner, number 31, Austin Adams, who will likely step in at the third base spot.
Let's go, Caleb!
2 outs, 1 on for Caleb Norton. Pitch rides inside, comes close to clipping that outside elbow. Ball 1. Norton had a single in his last at bat. Stolen base and was stranded at third. Townsend steps off. Norton 1 for 2 on the day. 5-4 your score. Piedmont taking the lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sent toward Homan, and he throws over. The ground out to third will end the inning. Piedmont scores 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. We head to the 7th inning. Lions lead it 5-4. New pitcher for Piedmont is number 43, Matt Vonderschmidt. First batter he'll face is number 9, Johnny Carpenter. Breaking ball in the zone for strike 1. Working top 7, Piedmont took the lead in the bottom of the 6th. Score is 5-4. Sent toward Andrew Burden, and the first baseman takes it himself. 3-U, and the first out's on the board. We did see a new third baseman come in for Piedmont. It's Austin Adams, number 31, taking the spot of Evan Mead. Alex Andrew in line for the win, as he was in the game when Piedmont took the lead. Pitched just 1 inning, giving up 2 hits and no runs scored. 1-0 count to Jake Peterson. Make it 2-0 now. All 4 runs scored were credited to Sam Carpenter, as they were both batters he had left on base when he came out. Right up the middle, and a single, the 12th hit of the game for the Scots. Peterson now 3 for 4 at the plate. Alden Wright, the designated hitter, 2 for 3 currently. Has a pair of RBI and a run scored as well. One of the 2 runs that scored in the 6th inning. He'll send that through the left side. Caleb Norton unable to make the play over in time, but what an effort by the shortstop. So Wright with a single to the shortstop. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Homan at the plate. Homan 2 for 3. 13 hits now for the Scots. Fouled back for strike 1.
Come on, Bonnie, let's turn 2.
0-1 pitch from Vonderschmidt will even the count. Peterson at second, Wright at first. Homan at the plate with a 1-1 count. Low and away, ball 2. Homan scored in the 6th inning to give the Scots a 4-2 advantage. Piedmont adds 3 in the bottom of the 6th. They lead by 1, but the Scots threatening. Vonderschmidt finds the zone, and it's a 2-2 count. Rung him up. A strikeout for Vonderschmidt. 2 outs, 2 on. And we'll see a pinch hitter. Appears to be number 2, who will be pinch hitting. That's Bryce Ridaha. Vonderschmidt with the first pitch to Ridaha, just outside the zone for ball 1. Ridaha listed as an outfielder, so we'll see who will come in at first. May see some shuffling of the infield. We saw several different infield lineups throughout the series at Piedmont over the weekend. 1-1 count. Vonderschmidt gets the signal from Heatherly. The 1-1 offering, strike 2. Ridaha settles in the box. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Vonderschmidt, everybody out of the dugout for Piedmont. Excited about that one. No runs scored on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. We head to the home half of the 7th inning. Lions lead it 5-4. Jabin Smith set to get things started. The top of the order due up for Piedmont in the 7th inning. Smith has reached once. It was on an error by the pitcher. Trevor Townsend still in for the Scots. Has pitched 2/3 of an inning so far. Entered in the 6th. Smith ahead in the count now. 3-0. And Smith takes a 4-pitch walk. First walk issued by Townsend. And Justin Groover at the plate. First pitch to Groover. That's a wild pitch. Behind Groover's back, and Smith easily advancing to second. Ball 1 to Groover. We'll see Ezel head out to have a word with his pitcher, Townsend. Groover will step over to have a word with JB. Assistant coach Jared Broughton. Buddy Green tossing a ball around in the bullpen. The Lions closer, named to the first team all-conference listing as a relief pitcher. Groover awaiting the 1-0 pitch. This time dropped in the zone. Even count. Groover had a single in the 3rd. 1 for 3 at the plate. Shows bunt, that one high. And Smith will advance to 3rd on another wild pitch. So Smith walked, and a pair of wild pitches put him at 3rd with nobody out. 2-1 count. Inside. Townsend struggling with control right now. And it's a 3-1 count. Action in the Scots bullpen. Pair of pitchers warming up. 3-1 delivery popped up. Trouble with the sun. Running over and making the grab as Hollingsworth shakes his head after, as that one looked to be a little cumbersome.
Now batting for the Lions, number 26, Brady Ballstat.
Brady Ballstat had a single to lead off the 6th inning, later came around to score. 1 for 3. Smith still at 3rd.
Come on.
Strike 1, called by the umpire. Oh, 1 pitch connected on. Looks like that's going toward the gap, but running over and making the grab is the right fielder, Carpenter. It's a sacrifice fly as it drives in Smith. And Piedmont now leads it 6-4. Ball 1 to Andrew Burden. Nobody on, 2 outs. Lions leading by 2, working in the bottom of the 7th. Burden takes ball 2, working ahead in the count. Sent past the first baseman. It gets past Peterson. Burden rounds first and gets to second.
Now batting for the Lions, number 39, Wes Snyder.
Wes Snyder, we saw him enter as a pinch runner. Takes ball 1.
The other way.
Chasing Burden back. It's a 1-0 count to Wes Snyder. And Snyder will wear that one and happily trot his way down to first.
Now batting for the Lions, number 6.
Runners at first and second for Tyler Burdette, and we'll see a visit to the mound and a call to the bullpen, it appears. We'll have that information for you in a moment. We'll take a quick timeout. Piedmont leads at 6-4. You're watching the 2018 USA South Baseball Tournament. New pitcher for the Scots is going to be number 40, Zach McGee. McGee making his 20th appearance with a 1.59 ERA. Comes in with 2 on, 2 outs, facing Tyler Burdette. First pitch to Burdette rides high for ball 1. We have a final from Point in game 4 of the tournament. LaGrange won 2-1 over Ferrum. Winner of this game will face LaGrange tomorrow at 1:30 here at Cleveland Field. 2-0 count to Burdett. Loser will head to Point to take on Ferrum at the same time at 1:30. Two-0 pitch outside. 3-0. Burden at second, Snyder at first, Burdett awaiting the 3-0 pitch from McGee. And a walk will load the bases. Noah Heatherly at the plate has had a pair of sac flies. No opportunity for that in this instance. And we'll see another call to the bullpen. We'll have the change for you in just a moment. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Piedmont leads it 6-4. Jacob Gossett making his appearance on the mound. Third time that he's seen Piedmont this season. Appeared in Game 2 and Game 3 of that series. Pitched the final 2 1/3 innings with no hits and no runs given up in Game 3. Scots looking to minimize the damage here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 outs, bases loaded with Noah Heatherly at the plate. Short chopper toward the third baseman. We'll see how it's scored. 2 will cross the plate.
Now batting for the Lions, number 31, Austin Adams.
An error on the play. And 2 will score. Runners at the corners for Austin Adams as that one cuts inside for ball 1. 3 runs scored here in the bottom of the 7th for Piedmont. Popped up, running back and giving chase is the center fielder Henry, who makes the grab for the final out. Piedmont sends 8 to the plate, 3-run score on just 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on. We head to the 8th inning. Piedmont leads it 8-4. Strike one from Vonderschmidt to Evan Ezel. Vonderschmidt in for his second inning of work. Even count now, 1-1. Scots have out-hit Piedmont 13-8. Scoreboard in favor of Piedmont 8-4. 1-2 count. Ezel 2 for 3. Just gets a piece of it. 1-2 count. Green still with some light tossing in the Piedmont bullpen. The primary closer for the Lions. Rung him up. Ezel caught looking. Another strikeout for Matt Vonderschmidt. 3 of the 4 outs he's recorded have been strikeouts. Patrick Messenger, shortstop for the Scots, stands in the box, swings at the first pitch he sees, and that'll skip past Caleb Norton.
Oh no, Jimmy Harrell was the one in the SEC tournament. They brought Chris in and those back shots. Jimmy said,
Stepping up to the bat for the Scots feminine team, Hayden Hollingsworth.
Hayden Hollingsworth. We're back to the top of the order for the Scots. 14 hits now. Strike one from Vonderschmidt. Vonderschmidt has given up 2 hits. Make it 3 now with the 1 in this inning. Even it up, a 1-1 count now. And the winner of this game will take on LaGrange here at 1:30 tomorrow. 1-2 count to Hayden Hollingsworth. Loser will go to the loser's bracket and head to Point tomorrow to take on Ferrum at 1:30. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Heatherly keeps it in front of him. Evened up 2-2. Hopper toward Burdette. 4-3 ground out for Hollingsworth. Puts 2 outs on the board, bringing up Andrew Henry. Henry 0 for 4, a pair of strikeouts and a pair of flyouts to left field. New left fielder for Piedmont. It's Cameron Johnson, came in at the beginning of the frame. First pitch low and away to the lefty for ball 1. 1 hit so far in the inning. Messenger on board at second now. Just misses. The crowd cheering for the call and then a loud sigh. 2-0 count. Vonderschmidt gets strike 1.
Come on, Andy, all the way back.
2 out. One on. Messenger at second. 2-1 delivery. Fouled for a 2-2 count. Twos across the board. Top of the 8th. Piedmont leads it 8-4. Fouled off, hard hit ball. Back over the visitors' dugout. Full count now as that one in the dirt in front of Heatherly. Second time that Henry has drawn a full count. Struck out swinging on a full count back in the second. Payoff pitch. Gets past Heatherly, and on the wild pitch, Messenger advances to third, and it is a walk for Henry. Runners at the corners with 2 outs for Johnny Carpenter. We'll see head coach Justin Scally head out to have a word with Matt Vonderschmidt. Knowing the tendencies of Coach Scally, it's unlikely we'll see a pitching change at this moment based on who is in the pen. Got your primary closer warming up for the Lions. Piedmont leads it 8-4. Scots scored 2 in the top of the first. Piedmont answered in the bottom of the second. We were tied at 2 up until the 6th inning when both offenses decided to ignite once more. 2 runs scored by the Scots gave them a 4-2 lead, but Piedmont answered with 3 runs in the bottom of the frame to take a 5-4 lead, added 3 more in the 7th. That's where we stand, an 8-4 contest working in the top of the 8th inning with 2 outs on the board and 2 on. Runners at the corners, Messenger at third, Henry at first after the walk.
Oh, I know who borrowed it. I just can't get it back. I'll get it.
First pitch finds the outside edge against Carpenter, and it's strike 1. You can see the shadows starting to creep in toward home plate. Chopped foul. Vonderschmidt ahead in the count 0-2 now against Carpenter. Carpenter had a single in the first, was hit by a pitch in the 5th, and has a pair of outs as well. Runner goes, and the stolen base conceded to Henry. Both runners in scoring position now with a 1-2 count.
Right here. Best pitch, Bundy, right here.
Fair ball down the left field line. 1 will score. They're sending the second around. Round second and thinks about third. Carpenter holds up at second. A 2 RBI double with 2 outs. Cut the lead to 2. Piedmont leads it 8-6.
Stepping up to the plate for the Scots, number 23, Jake Peterson.
Jake Peterson started the game in left field, now working at first base. Swings on the first pitch he sees. That'll be out of play for strike one.
Let's go, Bundy! Come on, defense! 1 out!
0-1 pitch. Sent out to the gap, running in and making the grab is Cameron Johnson, the left fielder in his first inning of work for Piedmont. Fly out to left, neutralizes the threat. 2 runs scored on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. Your score 8-6. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're watching the 2018 USA South Baseball Tournament. Caleb Norton hits the first pitch that he sees. 1 pitch, 1 out for Jacob Gossett. Fly out to left. Cameron Johnson seeing his first plate appearance. Again, swings on the first pitch he sees, sent over from the shortstop. Messenger gets the play over to Peterson, and quickly 2 pitches, 2 outs, brings up Justin Groover.
Stepping up to the plate for the Lions, number 27, Justin Groover.
Go, Justin!
Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Groover 1 for 3, 1 for 4. And ahead in the count 2-0. Finds the zone, and it's a 2-1 count now. Waiting on deck. Should Groover find a spot on base, is Brady Ballstat. 2-2 count now to Groover from Gossett. Two offering hits Groover. He'll fall to his knees. Athletic trainer Brian Lentz coming out to check on Groover as he walks it off to first. Groover waves off Lentz, and Brady Ballstat at the plate. Groover still shaking it off as time called.
on deck. You know? If I got slugger on deck, I got to get this guy out because I don't want to face him.
Go Brady!
First time Gossett has faced Ballstat. Sends one toward Messenger, and they'll get the force out at second. We head to the 9th inning. Piedmont leads it 8-6. Getting things started in the top of the 9th inning for the Scots, it's Alden Wright, the designated hitter, taking on Buddy Green. Takes ball one, high and inside. Green, closer for the Lions, 2.16 ERA, finds his own 4-strike 1, even count now. Making his 17th appearance of the season, has 7 saves to his name. 3 of those came against the Scots this past weekend. Earned Pitcher of the Week for the USA South for his efforts. Behind Wright's head for a 2-1 count. (3-1) now. Green struggling to find the zone. Heatherly giving him the signal. Fouled off. Johnson running and giving chase. Makes the play in foul territory. Cameron Johnson. One down. Top 9. Scots trailing by 2, down to 2 outs. Mike Homan at the plate. Homan struck out in his last at bat back in the 7th inning. That against Matt Vonderschmidt, who had 3 strikeouts. Green misses inside for ball 1. Fouled off, and it's an even 1-1 count. Homan 2 for 4, a pair of singles, also a run scored. back in the 6th inning.
Go, buddy!
The 1-1 delivery fouled off once more. Green ahead in the count, 1-2. Heatherly gives the signal. Green with the pitch. Heatherly trying to frame it, get the call. Unsuccessful, and it's a 2-2 count.
Throw it again.
2-2 pitch will peg him in the left shoulder. Hit by a pitch. And the tying run now comes to the plate. Number 2, Bryce Radaha. Radaha entered in the 7th inning, was struck out. You can see on your screen Caleb Norton, the shortstop, playing right at second. But since Radaha comes back and will no longer be the one batting, shift taken off. We'll also see a pinch runner, number 30, Derek Hurt. Number 22, Gavin Dooley at the plate. Strike one. Dooley with an 0-1 count. Holds back, 1-1. Swings through, and it's a 1-2 count. 1 out on the board, 1 on. Homan hit by a pitch, replaced by Hurt, who is now at first. Green gets the signal from Heatherly, checks Hurt at first. Runner goes, 1-2 pitch put into play, and it'll be a single through the left side. Johnson holds it, runners at the corners. Another pinch runner, this time it's number 15, Mackenzie Jackson. We saw him as a pinch runner several times in the series between these two. Jackson has speed on the base paths. 1 out. Runners on the corners for Evan Ezel. 2 for 4 today. Struck out looking to lead off the 8th inning. 8-6 your score, tying run at first. Close contest throughout. Piedmont led by as many as 4. That lead cut to 2. Green steps off as Hurt threatens from third. He chases both back. Strike one. 0-1 count to Ezel. once again chasing the runners back. Runners at the corners. Hurt at third. Jackson at first. Oh, 1 pitch, runner goes. Heatherly trying to gun him down. Got him. 2 outs. Caught stealing. 2-6. Third base coach not happy about it. Coming out to argue his case. We talked about Jackson's wheels, unable to compete with Heatherly's arm, as Jackson caught stealing. 2 outs on the board. 0-2 count. Green's 0-2 pitch outside for ball 1. Green's 1-2 offering, rung him up, got him looking. The comeback kids do it again. 4 straight wins for Piedmont over Maryville, all in come from behind fashion. Buddy Green picks up his 4th straight save over the Scots, giving him 8 for the season. Piedmont wins it 8-6. Lions advance to take on LaGrange here at LaGrange at 1:30 tomorrow. Maryville will be taking on Ferrum tomorrow at 1:30 at Point. Piedmont wins it 8-6. That completes our action here for day 1 of the 2018 USA South Baseball Tournament. Again, the games tomorrow. Number 1 seed Methodist will take on number 5 seed NC Wesleyan at 10 a.m. here at LaGrange. At 1:30 here at LaGrange at Cleveland Field. Number 2 seed Piedmont will take on number 6 seed LaGrange. At Point, William Peace, the number 8 seed, will take on number 4 Huntingdon at 10 a.m. And in the 1:30 contest at Point, number 7 Maryville will take on number 3 Ferrum. For complete information and schedules, you can check usasouth.net for the baseball tournament website. As always, thanks for joining us here for the 2018 USA South Baseball Tournament. We'll be back with action again tomorrow. Be sure to tune in then.